after the
But
buildings are knocked down.
if we had a God controlling our planet, there would be no doubt about it in our mind. It would be obvious. It would be clear as day. He would dominate the planet with his absolute, like, you are mine, I own this place, all that. It wouldn't be all mysterious and mythical and all that.
Well, what if God, though, by choice, is mysterious and mystical?
Well, then we shouldn't expect us to worship him. He should be fine without us worshiping him, because we're, come on. What's he throwing out there? I might be real, might not. There's a whole bunch of other ones to make it difficult and confusing, and you'll go to hell forever if you don't worship.
Okay, so let's consider the alternative.
Well, the alternative is we made it up, and that makes so much more sense.
No, I would say the alternative.
The alternative is we made it up.
Okay, hear me out of this, and I want you to hear my side of it.
Absolutely.
Because if you disagree, I'm okay with that.
All right, what is the alternative?
I want to hear you just hear me out.
I'll be quiet.
I would say the alternative is God makes himself well known to all of us, and
but he doesn't.
Makes it easy enough that he's so lovable. We just see him, like you said, over the buildings, and he's shooting lightning and crap and all sorts of stuff.
Oh, okay.
And it's easy, and for us it goes, okay, there's God, easy to love, whatever.
No,
it
is not easy to love someone who does that. It is not easy at all. It is not like, I love him because he did that. Okay, but I know where you're going. I've been a Christian for 20 years of my life. I know where you're going.
20 years in hip pants.
So
20 years in hip pants.
If he makes it that easy, and for him for us it's an obvious thing. Well, we just have to love him. That's kind of like you said. I rule this place. It's an obvious thing. I'm forced to do this. I'm good. Thanks, man. He's a sharer. I like it. He's a giver. then our choice. It's not a choice we make. It's him forcing us like we're robots or puppets in some way, right?
Well, I mean, it's already forced. But you guys, we're going to go to hell if we don't do it. That's pretty much forced as I can't think of a bigger force.
I don't think it's forced at all. Because by choice, you guys are choosing to say, you know what? It's not for me. I don't believe it.
No, that's not what we say,
else.
though. Yeah, it's not believing it. It's not saying I believe there's a God and I reject him. It's saying he doesn't exist, clearly, because it's make-believe.
Okay, so let me tell you why I chose to believe in Jesus above any other religions. I walked into a coffee. I grew up in Chicago. I walked into a coffee shop.
You're from Chicago, too.
I'm from Milwaukee and Chicago, actually. I was born in Milwaukee, raised in Chicago.
You're kidding. Where in Chicago were you raised?
In Wrigleyville.
Are you still a Cub fan?
I hate sports. No, I would never.
Oh, okay. All right. I had to ask because now that I live in Milwaukee.
Sports are for religious people, not non-religious people.
I should have seen that coming. That's all right.
He's a witty guy, man.
I'm taking it. I'm taking it.
Yeah. You can hide it.
I like these guys. They're at least willing to talk. But yeah, can you give me just a couple?
Our souls are at stake. We may go to hell if he leaves.
I think he wants to come too. All right, yeah, I'll come over. Thanks.
What's the matter? What's going on? A lot of drama over there.
There's something more important than our souls. It's more important than our salvation.
Notice I didn't walk away from you guys. I just want to
All right, well, we'll see. If you walk away and I'm not saved.
So here's the deal. Let me tell you, I walked into this coffee shop in Chicago, and I had a Bible with me, and the guy sitting at the table next to me said, "Why the heck would you believe that?" And I said, "Well, because it's the Word of God." He said, "Well, how do you know?" And I said, "That's just what I believe." And he kept saying, "How do you know? Why this? Why that?" And I said, "To be honest with you, I don't really have an answer to you. It's all faith." And what he did for me is he showed me that if I have no evidence, no foundation in my faith of why God actually exists,
it's not
Jesus
important.
Christ is legit, that's not important.
Well, it should be important to have evidence and proof for things, because without evidence and proof, you can believe whatever. You can believe what they, Waco, Texas, they believe that. They believed in David Koresh through faith. They believed in Charles Manson because of the faith. That it's more important to have faith instead of believing on evidence and using your common sense. I think it's dangerous to believe things on faith.
Man,
how do you feel?
You and I could not agree more.
Well, no, obviously you disagree with me because you would not think that believing your faith on faith is legitimate.
No, what I would simply say is you sat down on this concrete slab or whatever it is because you have enough evidence that they think will hold you that you placed your duty's faith in it.
Correct. Evidence is very, very close.
Evidence is important.
It's very, very important. But you have no evidence. That's the problem. I have evidence this will hold me.
What if I said I respectfully disagree? Can I tell you why?
Probably convert.
Can I give you 3 reasons why I believe in Jesus?
Yes.
And if you think I'm stupid, you can tell me to F off.
No, I won't tell you that. Okay, all right. I won't tell you that.
I like this guy. Okay, number 1. It has been confirmed by several other historians and scholars outside of the Bible that this Jesus guy came to earth and did miracle after miracle after miracle. There was no disease he couldn't heal. Demons came fleeing out of people. Was he just a magician?
Yeah, I mean, that's all bullshit. All right.
Okay, even if Jewish historians like Josephus, who rejected that he was the Son of God, confirmed it in their writings.
Well, let me tell you this. We actually have, there are Hasidic Jews that put up a table out here, and they have a new Messiah that they worship now. And they will come to you and tell you there is evidence that this guy is actually the Messiah because 1 million people witnessed him flying up into the clouds. And how do you deny that?
Do they have documentation?
Yes, they absolutely do. They had a book to show me and everything. They had absolutely.
Do you know what the name of the book is? I would love to see
all you have to do is look at the Hasidic Jews and ask them what is the proof of your Messiah, and they'll hand you the book.
So how come so many Jews don't believe in that Messiah?
No, there are. It's got millions of followers.
Millions, but what about the millions of Jews who aren't?
No, let's ask you that. What about the people who aren't Christians? How do you explain that?
Well, I'm simply saying that everyone who is a Christian places their faith in Christ.
I mean,
but not everyone who's a Jew places their faith in that Messiah.
I know they have a new Messiah.
Right, I'm not saying Jesus, I'm talking about
Did you know that there is a God in India, and his name is Satya Sai Baba, and he is alive right now, and he can do miracles for people. Right now he's alive. Has 6 million followers. 6 million in India alone. And I've seen video of him doing miracles. He knows how to pull a coin out from behind people's ears and show everybody like this. And the people bow down. They can't believe this is happening. And he'll give them the gold coin. And he's also, when he was born, not only did he come out of his mother's womb, but 1,000 snakes also came out of his mother's womb. And there are witnesses there who saw that happen. Now let me tell you this. Why don't you believe in Satya Sai Baba? Because they have it documented.
Okay, here's the second
And I'm going to tell you why, because it's BS. It's BS. People lie. They make up false stories. They write things in books that aren't true. They say, this is an eyewitness account, and it's really not. No one was there. It's somebody writing it down so that you'll believe.
Okay, here's the problem with that.
Okay.
Like I said, part of the reason that I believe the Bible is because you have so much historic evidence outside of the Bible from other historians.
There really isn't, though, that much historic. The Bible is what everyone comes back to, is because the other stuff is all very flimsy. I mean, it's like, they'll have like some, like if you were to, for instance, go into Roman documents, there is no evidence that Caesar ever actually met Jesus Christ, even though it says, or Pilate, I mean, that Pilate sent Jesus. There's no records of him. There, people write the stuff in after. Christianity dominated the world for so long that they could even rewrote a few parts of history, and you can tell when you look at it that it was written in there. I've done the studies, and my brother has also done the studies with me.
Did you read The Case for Christ? Have you read that book?
Yes, I've read that guy's books. He has like a case for Christ, a case for faith, and a third one. I've read all three of those.
Right.
And because my mom is a Christian, and she does not want to go to heaven, and me go to hell and ruin her heaven for her.
That's a good one. I like that one.
She's really upset that I'm going to go to hell and burn forever, and that her heaven's going to be ruined.
So what is your biggest holdup?
That it's make-believe, and the people look crazy who worship it. And it defies all logic. It makes me feel insane to try and believe it.
Do you think looking a bit insane to have something that your life's passionate about is not worth pursuing?
No, absolutely not. No, being insane to have a little passion about something is not a good thing. There's a whole park full of insane people here who have done it to add a little passion to their life, and you're going to see they're not the happiest people in the world.
Right.
Passion for drugs.
There's also drunk people who are really, really happy. I wouldn't want to live their life.
So why do these people have such a passion and a hunger that's lasting?
I mean, if I don't get drunk?
What do you live for at all?
What do I live for, Bobo?
Fun.
Yeah, you can actually really enjoy life without God. You can meet people. You can have fun with people. People are the most important thing. I mean, that's it. You live for people in general, whether it's your family or your friends or your parents or your kids or whatever it is, the people you care about. That's what people should put their efforts into, not make-believe gods. You're wasting your time if you're putting all of your feelings up there.
Do you live for biological responses, pleasure, basically?
Do you guys have like a card or something?
Yes, I got a card right here.
Oh yeah, plenty of them.
Here, this is my one. Heaven is awesome. That's the one that tells you about how your parents are going to have a bad heaven if you go to hell.
You're a blogger?
I don't know. I'm a web designer. I don't have a blog really.
Well, you're recording.
I put this on YouTube. There's one to pray for Satan's salvation.
All right, very seriously, I will check your stuff out. I will consider it.
I agree. A lot of Christians
check our
have.
stuff out.
And not only that, but I've converted a lot of Christians to atheism, and they have found new meaning in life.